Okay, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Network Breakfast this Tuesday morning. And I want to say good morning to each of our members, our guests today, and we're going to talk about using Zoom as a marketing tool. And I'm going to say, first of all, good morning to Mike Bentley. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. Many of you have friends and family members who are confused this time of year because it's open enrollment for Medicare. So many choices here in Cuyahoga County. There's 71 different Medicare Advantage plans to choose from, 30 prescription drug plans.
Ooh.
Maybe you have a family member in Florida, California, Arizona, Colorado, somewhere down south, and they're calling you with questions. Well, you have a local person right here in Mike Bentley that can be of assistance to you. So I'm Mike Bentley from the Brooks and Stafford Company, and I can be your assistance for your Medicare questions or for your family members. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mike. And each of the ones that I've recommended you to have spent a ton of time telling me how great you do your job.
Well,
and they all love how you interact with them. Thank you. Okay, we're going to say good morning to rlord. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, everybody. rlord, I'm with Griffin Financial, where we view money as a tool and not a goal to get you to all your financial needs. And that's who I am.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob. Thanks for joining us today. Now we're going to say good morning to Mike Teitelbaum. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Teitelbaum, and I'm a family and business attorney providing legal services for my clients' business and personal needs at fair and reasonable prices. After 10 years of practice with a couple of law firms, I decided that I could go out on my own and provide a service to clients at a much more reasonable price than the law firms that I was at because of all the overhead and fat that the larger and medium-sized firms have. My overhead, is such that I really don't need to, charge as much as as the firms do that I was at. And again, I can provide all business type and personal services, anything from starting up companies all the way through to sale of the company or a transfer of the business to a succeeding generation. And then I complement that with personal services such as estate planning, Medicaid planning, just about anything that you could think of. I don't do any criminal work, and I don't do any type of domestic relations, but I do have contacts that I can put someone in touch with if they do need those kind of services. So, please look to me for any type of legal services at a fair and reasonable price. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Michael, and thanks for being here. Next, we're going to say good morning to Lee Jackson. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, Tom and everybody. My name is Lee Jackson, and I'm with Right at Home. We provide non-medical home care services, basically to help people age in place. And one of the things that you might not think about that we can provide help in is, especially in this day and age, a lot of loved ones are being taken care of by family members at home. We can provide respite care. So if you need a little bit of time away for mental sanity or physical recuperation or whatever it is, or anything along those lines, we can provide caregivers to come in so that you can get that peace of mind, that extra little bit of energy and effort to recover so that you can be your best when you're taking care of your loved ones. So again, Right at Home, we help people age in place gracefully. The right services at the right place at the right time. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Lee. Thank you for being here. Next, we're going to say good morning to Scott Morrison. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Scott Morrison. My company is Discovery Photo. I'm a full-time, full-service photographer, have been for almost 30 years. This month, I have been honored with being nominated by Scene Magazine as one of the top photographers in the city of Cleveland. You can help me become top photographer in the city of Cleveland by voting for me. Scene has a link, which I've added to the chat, and you can just click that link and vote for me. and I could become top photographer in the city of Cleveland.
Oh, excellent. We're going to do
So-
that too. You deserve all of
Thank
these
you.
accolades, Scott.
Well, thank you. It was an honor. It was a surprise, and not quite sure how I got it, but it was really nice to have all my friends congratulate me and then figure out why. So Scott Morrison, Discovery Photo, when image counts.
Excellent. I'm also going to send that out to the 40 or so people that I invite to this meeting, even though they don't come to
Sure.
the meeting. Maybe they'll click on the link and you
Great.
get 40 extra votes because we want you to win.
Excellent. Well, everybody, feel free to share it and vote early and vote often.
Early and often. Absolutely. Thank you. And thanks, Scott. Okay, we're going to say good morning to Chris Walters. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Tom. Chris Walters with see-through windows. I provide vinyl replacement windows, patio doors, and new construction windows, and glass block. We cover a territory from Port Clinton to the Pennsylvania border, Cleveland to Canton. And I go take a look at every property that we're quoting, and within 24 hours, you'll have a quote for your property. And at this point, we're probably looking at installing after Thanksgiving. So keep in mind what your date is and what you're working with. And by the way, Scott, congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris. And good morning to Jeff Hexter. Good morning, Jeff.
Thank you, Tom. I'm Jeff Hexter with Always Keep Computing. I work on site and remotely with frustrated professionals who work from a home or a small office. I'm the person they call when their Wi-Fi is whiffy, their printers won't print, and their email's not sending. And my story this week last week, I worked with a 90-year-old client, and that's her dog, Honeysuckle, behind me. So cute, I had to take a picture of it. She spends a lot of her time using her iPad Pro to communicate with her family. And she had an old iMac with many photos on it that were not yet shared to her iPad. So I transferred all the old photos to the cloud, and I showed her how to display those pictures on her big screen TV via her Apple TV. And she's really relieved now that all of her old pictures, all her family pictures, all her husband who passed away pictures are backed up. I would like to work with families who want a solution for monitoring or restricting what their kids are doing online. I have a new solution to offer them. Jeff Hexter, Always Keep Computing. Thanks.
Very good. Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for being here, and thanks for helping that person with the old iMac. I'm glad it booted up for you in order to get that off of there. Of course, you could have removed, unless it was seized, you could remove the hard drive and read from it. I have done that a million times. Okay, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us this morning, Jeff. And now we're going to say good morning to one of our truly favorites of our group, and we love to see him when he can make it, Ari Teitelbaum. Good morning, Ari.
Oh, thank you very much, Tom.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Ari Teitelbaum from Lasting Impression Direct. We are a full-time, as Scott said, full-time, full-service printing and direct mail company. We do all kinds of printing for businesses. We do direct mail. We have access to very high quality, updated on a regular basis mailing lists. We can find the right audience for everybody and do a direct mail and help businesses get more customers that will pay them more money more often. And again, Ari Teitelbaum, Lasting Impression Direct.
Excellent. Thank you, Ari. And thanks for being here.
Sure.
And now we're going to move on to talking about Zoom meetings. And we've been doing our Zoom since March, and we've gotten pretty comfortable with it. I have a few bumps in the road when I try to use to share the screen, but I think I got that worked out. For example, when I go to using PowerPoint, we can all use this in the future. When you go to use PowerPoint, instead of going PowerPoint in full screen, you can't get to any other clickable icons at that point. So you run your PowerPoint, either PowerPoint show or PowerPoint slides in window, so that you have access to everything else on the computer. And I'll show you that at this point. I'm going to say, I'm going to share this screen, and I have up my, And there it is. We can see that plainly, yes? And yet,
Yes.
I still have access to everything else. So while that's up, I'm going to mention that this is how using Zoom as a marketing device can boost your brand's profits. Now you're going to have to read into some of this stuff to apply to your business or your product or whatever it is that you do. I certainly think that Harry could use this, and probably all of us could make some use of this. I know I have. Having these sessions be recorded, then these can go where and people can view them at their leisure, and you have all your information on it. So what I'm going to show you is the list of things. The first thing I'm going to show you is the Zoom effect on our marketing. To help you get a better sense of how many people have been using Zoom over the years, consider this. In 2013, 3 million people participated in a Zoom meeting, just like the one we're in now. In 1 year, Zoom had 30 million meeting participants, and in 2015, it grew to 100 million. And then I added at the bottom, in March of this year, March 2020, Zoom reported more than 200 million meeting participants every single day. So this is something, it's like using social media. Only this you have way more control over. It becomes something that you can actually host, and you could invite people, whether it's one or a group. It's going to depend on your what your account allows you to have. My account allows me to have 100 or less, but it's unlimited time and unlimited hours of the day and all of that. Let's see what. And here is how using Zoom as a marketing device can boost your brand's profits. And this was originally done, Lisa Mulcahy, on Wednesday, May 6, 2020, from a magazine called Multi Briefs Exclusive, which is the leading source for targeted industry-specific news briefs. And the headings I'm going to read from are: record your content for repurposing, start regular chat sessions with your audience using Zoom, pitch material for partnerships with new brands, create user-generated content campaigns, and emphasize great customer service into your marketing. So, and you'll see that at the bottom, I also interjected something here. First-time installations of Zoom since March the 2nd has skyrocketed 728%, the people that have installed Zoom on their mobile device. That is just amazing. So, record your content for repurposing. Dub.com, it's an audio website, finds that if you record your in-house Zoom calls and reframe them as original content, you can share info you want your demographic to know about. You think webinar, explainers, and influencer chats. The sky's the limit if you use your imagination. Plus, sharing the inner workings of how your team operates and relates to each other can be powerful demonstration in terms of showing that you're committed to transparency. That's record your content. That's what we're doing today, too. Okay, start regular chat sessions with your audience. Chipotle, the Mexican restaurant, Chipotle has had great success with its Chipotle Together Zoom marketing campaign, which fosters direct, friendly conversation with its customers. Essentially, the brand is facilitating a daily hangout, so to speak, relieving the stress of social distancing and creating a great boost for its products at the same time. Obviously, this goes a long way for preserving brand loyalty, helping the company stress its current delivery policy during COVID-19, and setting the stage for a strong in-house comeback once customers are dining out once again. Okay, pitch material for partnerships with new brands. You can use your imagination in a big way to put together a great visual presentation over Zoom. Apart from simply meeting with potential partners right now, your presentation can be completely fluid and interactive. After you share a video explainer of the plan you've got in mind, why not pleasantly surprise your potential partners by asking them for their feedback on the spot. Be upfront about your desire to brainstorm immediately and incorporate the input you get the same way you would at a productive in-person meeting. You may just find yourself walking away with a deal a lot sooner than you ever thought possible. Okay. Create user-generated content campaigns. Team up with your marketing tribe, if you have one, to create new material that's authentic and fun. Put the word out that you'd love to use their personal insights, video, and commentary regarding how they're using your products and services in their daily lives. So you would be talking to people who have partaken of your services or your goods, and you'd be asking them about it and recording it as you go. Now it's like a testimonial on a website, only this can be viewed by millions of people once you get it recorded and maybe put it on your website or put it on YouTube or something like that. Okay, that was user generated. Team up with marketing. Watch their content roll and then post it across your social media platforms. And this type of low-cost immediate campaign strategy works perfectly now and will sustain you in the months to come as well. Once your stuff is recorded, you'll have these testimonials, what they amount to, so that everyone can look at it. I think it could be a valuable thing for most of us, so that if anybody needs to know what you do, or if you're branching out into a new area, you can just record a Zoom meeting, invite those that maybe you can invite ahead of time and say, listen, I'd like you to be part of a Zoom meeting. We're only going to have 3 or 4 people, and here's what I'd like you to talk about, and here's what I'd like you to say about my products. And bang, you record it, now you have it. Excellent. Okay, emphasize great customer service into your marketing. Hold a Zoom meeting spotlighting your CEO, if it's you, founder, and brand ambassadors, where customers can ask questions or bring concerns to them directly. Then repurpose the great give and take as you get part of the campaign. It's reassuring, it's fresh, and it's powerful. This kind of idea speaks to the ideal way you used to use Zoom to your best advantage through a genuine human connection. Okay, so that takes care of this part of it. Now we're going to move on. I want you to see what the Zoom plans and pricing are. The one with the orange buy now button is the one that I did. Great for small groups. And I paid for the 1-year license. They call it Zoom Pro. And you can host up to 100 participants, unlimited group meetings. You could have as many meetings as you like, and social media streaming. It will interact with any of that. Plus, I can use 1 gigabyte of cloud recording per license. I have 1 license. And with that 1 license, I can host every Tuesday morning. And I just wanted you to see which one I have. And then there's others that go way up there if it kicks in for you and you need a more robust plan. There are 2 others above what I've got. And there's also, if you can keep it small, I understand that the personal meeting, it says you can host in a free meeting, you can host up to 100 participants. And my understanding is, although I couldn't find this, I read it on a forum that talked about the free Zoom plan, where they have suspended the 40-minute maximum group meeting, 40 minutes long, because sometimes we go an hour, hour and a half. So that's why I thought I would just get the pro plan and pay the $149.90 for the year, so that we can do this every Tuesday and stay as long or our minimum, whatever we like. But the free one, they have suspended the 40-minute. Now, I couldn't find that on the Zoom website, but I'm pretty sure I've heard some people have signed up for the free one, and they were able to go over 40 minutes, and it didn't shut them down. Although, you'll also see number 3 there. It says unlimited one-on-one meetings. So you could plan to have a one-on-one meeting if you can't be there in person, or they are concerned with the COVID virus. You could do a Zoom meeting one-on-one, and it's probably 80% of actually being there in person. Nothing will ever replace sitting across the table from someone explaining what you do. But I'll tell you what, a well planned out and well delivered Zoom meeting, you can get really, really close. And with the free version, you can host up to 100 people. Now, if you do the one-on-one, you could just do that, and you could plan a day of that if you like, and you send them the invitation, you create it, send them invitation, and there you are presenting your stuff to somebody. You can record it if you like and play it back, and your cost is nothing. And you can see that they've done so well that they're going to continue. I'm pretty sure I read on the forum that they're going to continue even after the COVID crisis is over. They will continue the 40-minute. We won't have to deal with the 40-minute maximum that has been suspended, and it'll probably stay suspended. They enjoy giving that away. And also on this page, you'll see that if you want to have a look that looks like somebody might want to look at it, and you're going to do more than just our Tuesday mornings, which is fine if you have your laptop or your iPad. But if you want to make it look more professional, more like a company that you'd like to buy something from, you want to present something, you want to get your voice right, you want to get the look just right, they actually offer what's called Zoom for Home. And you can get immersive in-office collaboration right from home. And you'll see on the list there, they interact all of the plans and pricing and services and everything with the equipment. And it says you get a high-quality microphone, a camera, speakers. You get a touch display. I believe it's a 27-inch. And you can whiteboard, and you could do what I'm doing here. And it's simple for an IT person or yourself to deploy and manage. Although I clicked on this to find out how much it was, I couldn't unless I signed in. So I don't know how much that Zoom for Home is, but if you care to upgrade what you're using with 3-point lighting and or a 4K camera and the like, I can help you with all of that, because I've done it 5 times now. Created what looks like a corporate office so that their presentation looks like it came from a CEO, not just somebody that's doing a Tuesday morning and that's going to be it for the rest of the week. So if you want to invest in that, I'm happy to talk to anybody. And of course, any help I give you is going to be, that's just what it's going to be. You'll only pay for whatever products we pick. You can reimburse me, or you can get them yourself after I recommend what to get. When it talks about lights and or a camera or speakers or whatever. So we can move on from this. I wanted you to see that. And I think that's the end of that. And I'm going to continue. I'm going to move it back to this and say, I have one more piece of, it's only 1:15. I got a few more minutes. I have one more piece of that I'd like to talk about. It's 5 innovative Zoom marketing tactics, which you might consider. Sponsoring Zoom meetings. Sponsorship is nothing new to event-based marketing, but there's real opportunity to offer the host of a meeting financial incentive to pitch a product or service before, during, and after a meeting. Think of the recent explosive growth in podcasts. Many of these podcasts are financed by sponsors, and as a result, they've been able to improve the production value of their service. For example, if you do a Zoom meeting, and in that Zoom meeting, you have, like over my shoulder here is this, and you have a product there, you can actually, depends on how popular your videos can get, you can actually put something up there. And because of the fact that this will be played all over the place, you may be able to get someone to help you pay for all your stuff by putting their name or their group up there, and that may not have anything to do with what your business is. Or you could put your business up there as if your business is sponsoring that particular Zoom meeting. They do that in movies. If you see the camera pans, and you'll see there'll be a desk or something, and there'll be there'll be Kleenex and you'll see it plainly on the box, or there'll be a breakfast table and there'll be a box of Wheaties there. All of that's planned, or a Coca-Cola can, or they'll be in Times Square and you'll see where it says Nissan, and all of that's planned out. And you could do that very same thing, and it could help pay for your Zoom meetings, and it'll help you continue on and maybe get encouraged by these companies. There are creative ways one could offer samples of a product or service that can entice attendees to give your product a go. Samples are a great way for consumers to take your product or service for a test drive before they truly commit to being a customer. We highly encourage you to integrate a way of offering a sample to your attendees throughout the meeting. So you have a meeting and you invite 5 people that you would like them to be customers, or maybe they are your customers, and you're going to show them something new that you're going to do. As I'm thinking here, if Scott got a new piece of equipment, a new lens, a new camera, and there are people that are thinking of using him and haven't decided yet, although maybe that's a bad example, because once they take a look at Scott's work, he's not going to need anything else. He is absolutely the best. And actually the same could be said for, as I'm looking at our photos here on the side, I know that each of us have already sold ourselves, and we are all successful in our own right. But if we want to branch out, Zoom meetings, in my mind, Zoom meeting is a way to go. Invite people to a Zoom meeting. Create a content for a Zoom meeting. For example, if Ari was going to offer a new service, he could have a Zoom meeting, and he could take his contact list and invite everybody to the Zoom meeting. And or once the meeting has been recorded, he could then send the link of that meeting to those that couldn't make the meeting. And it's nothing but a progressive way of marketing using this Zoom tool. It's a real heck of a way of getting your products and your services out there. And I think each of us could benefit from using a Zoom meeting, I think. Product placement. Also, I want to mention the backgrounds. Having backgrounds, you notice how we spent time talking about when rlord was on his lanai, and we mentioned, that how lucky he is to have such a wonderful place. There's a pool back there, and it's just the Lord estate, and it's just terrific. And or Jeff, and now he has one of his customers' dogs, as cute as that dog is. What's the dog's name, Jeff?
Honeysuckle.
That's it. No wonder I couldn't think of it. The dog Honeysuckle, fabulous. It's a background. You could see that Scott Morrison has taken full advantage and gotten his logo and his colors and the fancy DP Discovery Photo with the shirt, and you could do that too. And if he did a Zoom meeting and he wanted to show them, he wanted to show prospective customers that they were wondering about using him, he could have these PowerPoint presentation of the last wedding he did, and he could get testimonials and do a Zoom meeting rather than meeting with them in person. It would be invaluable, I think. And I think that the more you look into this, the more you'd want to really take advantage of it. So I think with that, I'm gonna stop talking, and I'm gonna see if any of you have. I want to ask you about Zoom meetings. I do know that each of you spend a lot of time here in our Zoom meetings, but my question is this: do you have other Zoom meetings? Number one, and number two, have you hosted any Zoom meetings using any, whether it's the free account or maybe you do have an account? I don't want to assume that you don't. So let's talk about that for a second. Anybody?
Well, I attended lots of Zoom meetings, but I've never hosted one, which I would like to, and I want to know how.
Yes. Okay. Well, we have, let's see, one of my slides has the, let me see, if I bump it forward. Okay. When you go to the PowerPoint, when you go to the Zoom website, you'll find one of their navigation icons says Zoom plans and pricing. You click on it and you'll see it'll look just like this. And you'll see the tab you're going to want to click is Zoom meetings. And then you'll see where the first one, it says, I'm guessing you'll be able to get you'll want to sign up for free. That's what I did. I signed up for free for the first couple of months until I got comfortable with it. Then I paid. But if you want, you can continue on with the free version, because I understand now they have suspended the 40-minute maximum. So once you go to the Zoom website, Ari, you go to the Zoom meetings, you want to click the Zoom meeting tab, that blue area up right underneath the word Zoom. It says Zoom meetings. And then it'll say basic personal meeting free. You can host up to 100 participants, 40-minute, which has been suspended, and you can have unlimited one-on-one meetings. And then you click on that button, sign up, it's free. And it'll ask you to create an account. You sign up, and then it'll give you your login. And at that point, you'll be able to host. You log in to the Zoom. You can either use you can use your browser, or you can download the app and have it on your Windows or Macintosh machines, fire up the app and log in, and then you could schedule meetings from that window. That's how you start out.
Good, thank you.
You're welcome. It's I believe it's worth everybody should sign up for a free account, and even if you just have your own, send an email to your brother or sister or cousins or fathers or sons or daughters, and do a Zoom meeting, host a Zoom meeting with somebody you know, and get the hang of it, and try to and record it and see how you look, and more importantly, see how you sound. And maybe you'll see that it's important to get lights, even if it's minimal light, and to get a microphone that will sound like you'd like to listen to for more than 2 minutes. If it's all buzzy and crackly and not real good, like the kind that are built in, usually they're not real good. You may want to get a microphone. For example, I got Chris a lavalier microphone that's at least twice as good as the one built in. And you have to have it clipped in the right spot, and you'll get a pretty darn clear interpretation of what your voice sounds like. I think that's important when you're presenting something, so that your voice and your picture doesn't become a distraction. It's something that looks flattering, like a Scott Morrison photograph. So there we are. We got a whole lot of information in about a half an hour. So, but all of this stuff, if you're interested in more of it, please, I urge you we could trade emails, or if you want to call me and we want to talk about it, I'd love to help you set it up so you can get comfortable with hosting your own, starting with friends and family, host a meeting, have one or two, maybe create a presentation of what you do, and get that recorded, and then see where it goes from there. I think you'd be well served if you looked into that. And that was the whole idea of this presentation. Hopefully,
So there is a link to record.
Yes, once you have logged in and scheduled a meeting, then you will click on Start Meeting. At the point you start the meeting, you'll see at the bottom of that screen is all the information you're going to need to run that meeting. And one of the things are record. And it's going to say, are you going to record to the cloud, or are you going to record to your computer? Now, instead of sending it to the cloud, I just recorded it on my computer. So I'm recording, and it's saving that file right to my computer. I got plenty of disk space, So I'm recording it right here. And then when you're done with it and you end the meeting, it will then convert it to an MP4. And that can be played on any machine, any Windows or Mac or iPad or iPhone. That MP4 depends on the size. You can use one of many large file transfer companies. I know Dropbox is popular. And if it doesn't go too large, you can just use Google Drive if you have a Gmail account. And that's how you would get that recorded file to other people. Or certainly you could send it up to YouTube and you'll get an address that you can copy and paste it to an email and send it. Now it's up on YouTube. I can help you with that too. Now it's on YouTube, and somebody can click on the link that you provide in your email and they'll see you. And this goes for the fact of whether you have a meeting where there are people or not. You can record yourself.
But Tom, why are you sending it to your computer and not to the cloud?
Because I want to put like a fade in before it becomes a raw file, so that it just starts abruptly. When I start recording, it starts abruptly. Well, I want to put a fade into that. And when we're done, I'd like to fade out. And in order to do that, I'm editing. I'm just using Microsoft Movie Maker, and I'm able to add a smooth fade from black into the video and at the end. And I want to do that. You don't have to do that, but that's why I do that. And if I'm sending it to the cloud, that still doesn't send it to YouTube. My destination for our videos is the YouTube channel, The Network Breakfast. So that recording in the cloud, I'd still have to send it from the cloud to YouTube. So that's why I put it right on my computer.
I got a few tips.
Let's hear it.
Okay. A couple things, like if you're doing a presentation, first of all, practice before it. I've been doing quite a few of these and I've learned. Also, I close out all my background programs if I'm going to share my screen. Some of it's private information, especially in my business. So like emails and stuff is not the client's business. You don't want something popping up. And I usually create like a client file. So any presentation piece I'm going to use with them, whether it's a PDF page that's already pre-created for me, I have it lined up and already open, so I can just smoothly click from one to the next. And that way it makes the client feel a little more important that, hey, I got a whole file just on this client or prospect, and it goes smoothly. I don't have any interruptions there. And also, like on when you sign in, we had your passcode. So I use my office phone number as a passcode, just a subliminal way of getting people to remember the number. So, and you can create your own passcode in there when you set it up, and there's a whole way to set it up.
And that keeps other people from joining your meeting as it's going on. Yes.
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 Yeah, they have to have that passcode.
And I'm sorry, I should have mentioned in the beginning that Rob, in fact, Rob was the one who hosted our first meeting because he had an account and he pretty much showed us how it's done. And eventually I might get it. Rob,
I'm still learning.
Rob had it months ago. And, but yeah, I should have mentioned that in the beginning, that Rob regularly does host Zoom meetings, and he uses it to his advantage. And that's exactly what I'm talking about with the things that I've mentioned here today about how you can use it to further your business and to create that interactivity while you could be selling to somebody in Columbus and not having to make that 200-mile trip.
Right. And it's efficient.
Yes.
It's helped our efficiency. Instead of driving from a client to client, we just close one Zoom meeting and open the next.
Yeah. If you, for example, you have a meeting at 10 o'clock, you can be busy until 10:02 and then get ready for that 10 o'clock. And there you are, boom. And
I can still work right up until the client, shows up to join.
Very good.
I
Yeah,
have,
you're a perfect example, Rob, of how to take advantage of this new medium that has just exploded. Now, there are I was going to get into the other apps that are I don't want to say competing against it, because none of them are even close to using Zoom for the ease of use and the ease of signing up. And of course, the free, you can't beat the free. And now that they suspended the 40-minute meeting, this is untouchable. There are others though, and some of them are kind of nice. Microsoft has some, Google has some, and they like to compete. And but this is the format that everybody recognizes.
Tom,
Yes.
I have not seen, I mean, originally the 40-minute time limit was being extended to 80 minutes. I've been kicked off at 40 minutes with frequency when I'm in my free account and I'm on 3 or more people in a Zoom call lately.
Recently?
Yeah, like I do a family Zoom call 3 times a week between my siblings and my parents and myself, and
Yeah.
we get kicked off at 40 minutes. And honestly, I am grateful it doesn't last longer. It's the longest 40 minutes of my life every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
I understand. Well, okay. I
Maybe it's
read
just
it,
me.
and I thought that they would have continued it. Maybe they only did that for a little while.
I think originally the first 3 months of the pandemic, I think they were doing that, but they may have stopped it.
Okay.
Or maybe it's selective. Maybe I'm the person they want to kick off, and I'm okay with that. Totally okay with that.
Yeah, for what you're using it for, you want to get off in 40 minutes.
But I also use the Zoom they have some features that are great when you're doing training sessions for people. I've run training events on Zoom using the breakout rooms.
Yeah.
Has been really powerful when you have a large group and you can split them up into small sections for private discussions for 5 minutes.
And you're able to get that done in 40 minutes or less?
No, I use that with the commercial account.
Okay.
I have access to that for the BNI chapter that I'm a
Yeah.
of, and we're too big of a chapter to meet in person. So given the
Sure.
pandemic, so we use it, and we're still going to be using it for quite some time, but we use it for an hour and a half every Friday morning. And it's got some really great features on those
Sure.
accounts. We
Well, you know,
also don't allow recording. We don't allow the meetings to be recorded, but we do allow people to save the chats, and you can selectively enable those features when you're.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, you know, I'd like to, I wish more of us were still here, but I'd like to say that if you want to do one, I wouldn't mind using my account so that you can go over 40 minutes, and I could, the idea of I can give hosting to others, that if somebody wanted to do one, if Chris or Scott or Ari, Rob has his own account, or Mike, or even Jeff, I have an account that you want to do one that might take an hour. I wouldn't mind setting that up and turning it over to you when the meeting starts, and you can do your business, and we can have all the background and things like that. That's another thing. If you need any help with any of the background business, if you have ideas, if you want to use, I can give you suggestions, and I can also create them. You'll see that most every week I have something going on. I have I'm in a newsroom
sort of thing.
and I have a newsroom going this time with my TV screen right there. And on that TV screen, I could actually have another movie going in there, but I choose to just make it the network breakfast with our date. And what I was going to talk about today is Zoom meetings. And I found that graphic online, and I thought it was good enough, so I pasted it there. I use alternately, I use Adobe After Effects and or Camtasia Studio, which allows me to do all of that. So if anybody needs any of that stuff, I love doing these things. I'll help anybody do any of this stuff, and it's just because I appreciate you guys and girls when we have them coming by here Tuesday morning, spending this much time. To me, your time is valuable, and I want you to get something out of this besides our camaraderie. So if I can help you with any of this stuff, I'll certainly do that. Just got to tell me what you'd like, and I'll make something happen.
Thank you.
It would be better if you had a green screen, but if you don't, at least have something behind you that's one single color. I'm not sure. Does Jeff, do you use a green screen?
No, I
Okay.
have
So whatever Jeff has going there, it works as well as a green screen. I'm going to ask Scott the same question. Do you have a green screen, Scott?
I do not.
Because whatever you're doing is working.
we have modern computers.
Yeah.
No, it ain't that. It's
No.
your background. Somehow it's making it work. I don't know how, but it
I-
is.
On the Zoom website, they tell you the requirements to work without a green
Yeah,
screen.
they
It
want
says
a
you have to have
wall,
a modern
close.
Core i3 or better.
a pretty close wall that's one color.
Right.
I've seen it. Or I read, I didn't see it, that people went to like artsy stores and bought 11 by 17 green paper. And they bought like 10 of them. And they just paste them to the wall. And it's absolutely perfect green screen.
That's
Yeah.
my real background, guys. That is not a single color at all. This is just a modern computer running a modern camera on it's modern hardware that
That
gives us
is
some front end.
amazing. No
And
question.
that's me.
That's amazing.
And that's behind me.
Actually, both of those look pretty good as backgrounds.
I want another bookshelf over here. I'm getting it, so I can have more books behind me. It looks like I actually read then.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we have my, this is my back room here, and that's the studio right there.
Where's the
Wow.
dark room?
Kind of like in between the two
Is that
rooms.
that's one of them box light? Is that what that is? I don't know if that's the right term.
This- Right here, that's a, yeah.
Umbrella, a box
Oh,
light,
no, yeah, that's a soft box right there.
soft box. That's it.
Yeah, that's a soft box. It's actually a strip light, actually. It is very narrow. So,
Yeah.
and I just
Cool.
turn on my household light behind me. So there's a point light, and then that illuminates the room up there. So those are the only two lights I have in the back. And then I have a light that's right over in front of me here to illuminate my face. So
Wow.
nothing fancy.
Yeah, but it's working for both of you guys.
I just shine from within. All right, guys,
Yeah.
I gotta go. I got a 9 o'clock meeting to be at, or nine. Actually, is it 9 or
Yeah,
9?
I have a 9 o'clock too.
Yeah, it's 8:39. Okay, we can get going. Listen,
Fine,
thanks
fine,
for your
fine.
attention, and don't forget the offer. I'm available if anybody needs anything. Please let me know. Call me, email me, and we'll continue this and get you on the track to Zoom hosting Zoom meetings.
Thanks, Tom.
So thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Chris.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, Scott. And
Thank you,
Mike.
Tommy.
And of course, thank you, Ari. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks, Tom.
Take care. We'll see you next Tuesday morning. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Everybody text Trina, please.
Yep. will do.
Yes. Text Trina.